Oh, Robyn's going to watch. Yeah, she's intrigued by the experience. Yeah, no, Robyn will watch it.
Do you think she would go off and do this?
I wouldn't ever let Robyn do this. I would never want to put her through this. And she's a tender person. She's a great mother, but she's not going to be focused on her fitness and trying to do great.
The flash of cameras cut through the cool Los Angeles night as reporters jostled for position on the crimson carpet. It was the premiere event for Special Forces, World's Toughest Test, a show that pits celebrities against grueling military-style challenges. Among the athletes and reality TV regulars walked an unexpected figure, Kody Brown, the polygamous patriarch who has dominated headlines for more than a decade as the central figure of TLC's sister wives. Kody isn't a stranger to television, but a Hollywood red carpet is a far cry from the living room confessional chairs that made him infamous. Dressed sharply yet scanning the crowd with that trademark restless energy, he posed alongside former NFL quarterback Johnny Manziel. Paparazzi lenses zoomed in, not because Kody was a natural fit for this world, but because controversy seems to trail him like a shadow. And sure enough, he delivered. When Entertainment Tonight asked whether his current wife Robyn or any of his ex-wives planned to watch him endure mud, sweat, and military discipline on Special Forces, Kody smirked. Christine might tune in for a laugh, he admitted, but the others? Probably not. Then came the moment that ricocheted across social media. Robyn? Oh, she'll watch. She's intrigued, he said, before adding with a casual shrug, but would she ever compete? No. I wouldn't let her. Those 5 words, I wouldn't let her, landed like a grenade. In an instant, the carpet chatter turned into a digital firestorm. Fans questioned why a grown woman would need permission from her husband to try anything. Was it a joke? A slip? Or a window into the same controlling dynamic viewers have suspected for years? To some, the remark echoed past controversies. Robyn once defended Kody during a sister wives tell-all by bragging that he stayed with partners through stretch marks and weight gain, a comment many saw as subtle body shaming. Now here he was again, seemingly policing his wife's choices while throwing in a sideways comment about her fitness. It was more than an awkward soundbite. The red carpet exchange set the stage for a much larger conversation, about gender roles inside polygamy, about the power struggles that shattered Kody's plural family, and about how a man who once preached unity now seems to thrive on provocation. Over the next few sections, we'll unpack everything: the tension-filled night of the Special Forces premiere, the history of Kody and Robyn's relationship, Christine's explosive revelations in her new book, and the broader cultural questions this reality TV saga keeps raising. For longtime Sister Wives watchers, the red carpet was just the latest proof that Kody Brown can't stay out of his own way. For newcomers, it was an unforgettable introduction to a man whose personal drama has become a modern cautionary tale, one awkward quote, and one "I wouldn't let her," at a time. The Special Forces, World's Toughest Test premiere was supposed to be a light-hearted press stop, a bit of Hollywood sparkle before the grueling boot camp series aired. Instead, it turned into a revealing public moment for Kody Brown. Reporters and photographers were already buzzing about his presence. Reality TV veterans know that Kody rarely attends big industry events. For years his on-camera life centered on suburban living rooms in Arizona and Utah, not velvet ropes and paparazzi. Yet here he was, standing beneath the hot lights in a perfectly tailored jacket, flanked by athletes and entertainers more accustomed to red carpet fanfare. Entertainment Tonight correspondent Lauren Zima approached with a wide grin and the inevitable question: will any of the sister wives be tuning in to watch you on Special Forces? Kody rocked on his heels, clearly enjoying the attention. He chuckled, "Christine might watch, probably just to laugh at me." His answer drew polite laughter from the small crowd of onlookers. But then Zima pushed further: "What about Robyn? Will she watch?" Kody's eyes lit up. "Oh, yeah, Robyn's intrigued," he said. "She'll watch." So far, so good. But when she followed with, "Would Robyn ever try a show like this herself?" the moment shifted. No, Kody said, shaking his head. "I wouldn't let her." Zima blinked, a beat of silence hanging between them. You wouldn't let her, she repeated, her voice tilting upward in disbelief. Kody doubled down. She's a tender person, a great mom, but she's not focused on that kind of fitness. I just wouldn't put her through it. Within minutes, that brief exchange hit Twitter and TikTok. Hashtags like hashtag let Robyn decide and hashtag Kody Brown trended overnight. Fans dissected every syllable. Was he joking? Was it a protective husband's comment? Or was it a flash of the controlling attitude many viewers believe contributed to the collapse of his plural marriage? Clips of the interview went viral, often spliced with throwback scenes from Sister Wives where Kody clashed with his wives over independence and autonomy. He can't even handle Christine's opinions, and now he's policing Robyn's hobbies, one viral tweet read, amassing over 50,000 likes in a single day. On Reddit's r/SisterWives forum, users posted side-by-side screenshots, Robyn looking uneasy during past episodes and Kody on the red carpet, grinning as he said, I wouldn't let her. The top comment summed up the collective outrage, it's 2025. Why is a grown woman still being allowed by her husband to do anything? The controversy didn't emerge in a vacuum. Longtime fans immediately recalled Robyn's infamous stretch marks and weight gain defense during a past tell-all special. Back then she praised Kody for staying with partners who had, in her words, gained weight, a remark widely condemned as thinly veiled body shaming. Now, on the carpet, Kody seemed to imply that Robyn wasn't fit enough for intense physical challenges. She's a mom, he said, not really focused on her fitness. Viewers heard it as another jab, this time at the one wife still in his corner. Christine Brown, meanwhile, had recently been making headlines promoting her memoir. In multiple interviews she described their wedding day as humiliating and their first kiss as a quick peck that revealed his lack of attraction. She also revisited the heartbreak of their daughter Isabel's back surgery, when Kody declined to travel with them because he couldn't leave his family, a phrase Christine says shattered her understanding of who counted as family in Kody's eyes. Against that backdrop, Kody's I wouldn't let her remark didn't sound protective. It sounded like another example of the same dismissive, controlling behavior Christine had decried. Inside the premiere itself, subtle signs of tension bubbled. Several Special Forces cast members later hinted that Kody was difficult during filming. A former contestant told a podcast that Kody wasn't much of a team player, often focusing on his own performance instead of the group's needs. Entertainment Tonight's own recap mentioned that Johnny Manziel, standing beside Kody during the interview, bit back a smile as reporters questioned him. Later in the evening, when asked who he bonded with on set, Kody could name only Manziel and one other contestant. We're all going to be friends forever, he said, though his strained tone betrayed the words. To casual observers, Kody's comments might seem like harmless bravado. But to longtime viewers, the red carpet exchange felt like a microcosm of the dynamic that unraveled his plural household. Over the years, fans watched him demand loyalty while ignoring emotional needs, bristle at independent thought, and center his own experiences above everyone else's. The I wouldn't let her quip wasn't just about a reality competition show. It tapped into deeper questions. Is Robyn free to make her own choices? Does Kody still view marriage as a partnership, or as his domain to control? And, perhaps most poignantly, has he learned anything from the exodus of Christine, Janelle, and Mary? By the next morning, entertainment blogs and YouTube commentators were unpacking every nuance. Headlines blared, Kody Brown sparks backlash with controlling comment about Robyn. The conversation shifted from the Special Forces premiere to the broader issue of autonomy in relationships, and, inevitably, to the ongoing saga of the Brown family. This single offhand remark has reignited interest in the Browns at a time when their story already brimmed with tension. Christine's book continues to peel back layers of emotional neglect. Janelle and Mary have publicly moved on, sharing glimpses of new independence. Robyn, once seen as Kody's closest ally, now faces fresh scrutiny about her role and her freedom. As we move forward, we'll explore how this moment ties into the family's long history of conflict, the psychological toll of polygamy, and the unresolved questions about Kody's relationships with his children. Christine Brown's decision to leave Kody in late 2021 marked the most dramatic turning point in the Sister Wives saga. For years, viewers watched her smile through awkward group dinners, forced family meetings, and endless debates about equality. But behind that sunny exterior, she now says, she was quietly enduring years of emotional neglect. Her new memoir pulls back the curtain with astonishing candor. From the very first chapter, Christine describes their wedding day as humiliating, recalling that Kody treated the ceremony like an errand rather than a life commitment. "I knew he wasn't attracted to me," she writes, a sentence that still stings even for longtime fans who suspected as much but never heard it confirmed. Christine recounts small but telling moments, the quick peck of a first kiss, Kody's distracted gaze during their honeymoon, his frequent absences as the family grew. Each incident might have been brushed off as normal stress in a large household, but together they formed a pattern of indifference. When the Browns relocated from Utah to Las Vegas, then to Flagstaff, those cracks widened. Christine noticed that Kody's attention increasingly gravitated toward Robyn. While polygamy in theory promised equality, in practice it often left Christine feeling like a background character in her own marriage. "I wanted partnership," she writes. But partnership requires presence. Kody's presence was reserved for Robyn. The breaking point came in 2020, when their teenage daughter Isabel needed complex spinal surgery for scoliosis. The procedure required travel to New Jersey at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Christine says she begged Kody to come, not just as a father but as moral support for their frightened daughter. Kody refused, citing the need to stay in Arizona to protect the family bubble. Christine recalls the moment vividly. "I felt my heart crack. It wasn't just about the surgery, it was about our family. In that moment, I understood he didn't see us as part of his core family anymore." Isabel later admitted on camera that her father's absence hurt deeply. Fans erupted in outrage, flooding social media with messages of support for Christine and condemnation for Kody. Christine's memoir details how she quietly began planning her exit while still filming Sister Wives. She describes late nights lying awake, wondering how to disentangle nearly 3 decades of shared finances, children, and faith. Yet she also found unexpected empowerment. "I realized I could rewrite my story," she writes. "I didn't have to stay small to keep the peace." Her announcement to the public, calm, measured, but resolute, sparked a tidal wave of reactions. Viewers who once tuned in for polygamy curiosity now championed Christine as a symbol of self-respect and reinvention. She moved to Utah, built a new home, and, in 2023, remarried in a joyful ceremony that she describes as the first wedding where I felt truly chosen. Christine's departure cracked open the delicate balance among the remaining spouses. Janelle had long been Kody's pragmatic partner, content to manage her own life while coexisting in the plural household. But Christine's bold move made Janelle reevaluate. Within a year, she too separated from Kody, saying she chose happiness over duty. Mary had endured years of distance after the catfishing scandal and Kody's open admission that he no longer considered them married. Christine's exit forced Mary to confront that reality, and by early 2023, she officially confirmed the marriage was over. Suddenly, Robyn was the sole remaining wife, a dramatic reversal from the early seasons where Kody juggled 4 marriages. Publicly, Kody oscillated between anger and wounded pride. In interviews he blamed Christine for betraying the family, accusing her of selfishness. Yet he also admitted, in quieter moments, that he never fully nurtured their bond. Fans noted that his red carpet comment, "I wouldn't let Robyn," echoed the same controlling streak Christine described in her book. To many, it reinforced the perception that Kody struggles to view his wives as autonomous partners. Perhaps most heartbreaking is the effect on the Brown children. Christine and Kody share 6 kids, many of whom have spoken candidly about the strain. Isabel, now in college, has a cautiously cordial relationship with her father but admits their bond is different now. Janelle's sons, especially Gabe and Garrison, have also voiced frustrations, particularly about Kody's strict COVID rules and perceived favoritism toward Robyn's household. During a 2022 reunion episode, both young men expressed sadness over the fractured family dynamic, with Gabe tearing up on camera as he recalled a missed birthday call from his dad. The audience that once tuned in for novelty now watches with a sharper eye on emotional health and women's empowerment. Christine's journey resonates far beyond reality TV. Online discussions often shift from show gossip to serious conversations about self-worth, setting boundaries, and the courage to leave unhealthy relationships. YouTube channels dissect her memoir in long-form essays. Podcasts analyze polygamy through feminist and sociological lenses. TikTok users stitch her quotes into motivational clips that rack up millions of views. Christine herself has leaned into this new role. Her social media presence radiates joy, cooking segments, travel vlogs with her new husband, and heartwarming updates on her children. She exudes a confidence that fans say was missing during her sister wives' years. Christine's revelations didn't just reshape her own life, they reshaped the entire Brown family narrative. The once united polygamous household now exists mostly in memory, replaced by separate homes, blended schedules, and a lingering sense of what could have been. For viewers, her story underscores a universal truth: love without respect isn't sustainable, no matter the religious or cultural framework. As Christine and Janelle stepped away and Mary's marriage effectively dissolved, all eyes turned to the last spouse still standing, Robyn Brown. For more than a decade, viewers had watched Robyn's relationship with Kody grow from a cautious courtship into a partnership that often appeared to overshadow the other marriages. When the family began to splinter, Robyn suddenly found herself cast in a role she never openly sought, the final wife and, to many fans, the perceived favorite. Robyn entered the Brown family in 2010 as a divorced single mother of 3. At first, she projected humility, frequently thanking the other wives for accepting her. But as seasons progressed, audiences noticed that Kody spent increasing amounts of time at her house, a fact the other wives couldn't ignore. Christine has since revealed that this imbalance wasn't just editing magic, it was reality. "We all felt it," she writes in her memoir. The schedules kept shifting toward Robyn's needs, and when anyone questioned it, Kody got defensive. By the time Christine publicly announced her separation, online forums were ablaze with debates. Was Robyn merely the beneficiary of Kody's affection, or had she actively encouraged the dynamic? Hashtags like #TeamChristine and #StopBlamingRobyn trended side by side, illustrating a fan base deeply split. In reunion specials and rare interviews, Robyn has repeatedly denied orchestrating favoritism. "I never wanted to be the only wife," she insisted during a 2023 special. She described nights of tears and prayers, hoping the family would reconcile. Still, her body language often betrays the stress of being both partner and scapegoat. Viewers point to her downcast eyes when Kody launches into tirades, and to her awkward silences when other wives voice grievances. Some fans empathize, noting that Robyn, too, faces public scrutiny and a heavy emotional burden. "Imagine being the last one standing in a marriage built on equality," one Reddit user wrote. "That's not winning, it's surviving." With Christine and Janelle gone and Mary living largely apart, Kody and Robyn now operate as a conventional monogamous couple, an ironic twist given their early commitment to plural marriage. They share 5 children, including Robyn's 3 from her previous marriage, whom Kody legally adopted, and appear to run their household separately from the wider Brown network. Insiders have described their Flagstaff home as a fortress, where Kody spends nearly all his time. Former crew members told entertainment reporters that filming became increasingly difficult because Kody resisted storylines that didn't revolve around Robyn's household. This new domestic arrangement raises a provocative question: was the sister wives' journey always destined to narrow back to a traditional marriage? Many viewers think so, pointing to Kody's long pattern of favoritism. Perhaps the most painful fallout is between Kody and his adult kids. Several of Janelle's and Christine's children have publicly described strained or distant relationships with their father. Garrison and Gabe, Janelle's sons, shared on the show that they felt abandoned during COVID restrictions when Kody enforced strict rules that effectively limited visits to Robyn's home. Christine's children, particularly Isabel, remain polite but distant after Kody skipped her scoliosis surgery. Robyn often expresses sorrow over these rifts, saying she wishes the children could see the full picture. Yet critics argue that her insistence on strict pandemic rules, and Kody's decision to live almost exclusively in her household, contributed to the divide. For TLC, the family upheaval is both a challenge and a ratings boon. Viewership spiked during Christine's exit and remained high as Janelle and Mary followed suit. Producers reportedly scrambled to adapt the show's structure, shifting from a single-family narrative to a multi-household docu-series. Industry insiders say that network executives see potential in focusing future seasons on 1. Christine's new life in Utah, including her remarriage and blended family adventures. 2. Janelle's independence as she builds her own financial and personal future. 3. Robyn and Kody's isolated marriage, examining whether it can withstand both public judgment and private pressure. TLC has not officially confirmed a spin-off, but fans speculate that Sister Wives, the next chapter or a Christine-centered reality show could be in development. Beyond television, the Brown family's unraveling has fueled broader conversations about polygamy in modern America. When Sister Wives premiered in 2010, it was marketed as a peek into a misunderstood religious lifestyle. Over time, however, the narrative evolved from curiosity to cautionary tale. Christine's departure, Janelle's quiet rebellion, and Mary's eventual exit collectively challenged the romanticized notion of sisterhood in plural marriage. Scholars and faith leaders have cited the Browns as a case study in the difficulties of balancing equality with deep human emotions like jealousy, favoritism, and the simple desire for exclusive love. Where does this leave Robyn? She remains legally married to Kody, but even she acknowledges that their story is at a crossroads. On camera, she has spoken of wanting the family to reunite in heaven if not on earth, a bittersweet wish that underscores how